Hello, my name's Giles Mooney. I'm one of the directors of Absolute Accounting Software. Of course, most people buying Absolute software associate us with compliance software, the actual return for the corporation tax or accounts or trust returns, whatever it may be. But as well as that, we also have products that link it all together. Our ClientBase product and Tempus products allow you to look at timesheets, allow you to print reports about your clients. Perhaps you want to know all of your clients' phone numbers. Who knows what it might be? All sorts of different things that you can do with that product, whilst also using it to link all of the different compliance software together. The price for each of those products is as little as £95 plus VAT. So you can have a whole practice management system for your firm for as little as £190. To explain exactly how you use the system, I'll hand over to Sarah Murray, one of our support team, who'll be able to take you through it.
So to open the Absolute software, you double click on the icon in the top left hand corner of the screen. This opens a screen that we call ClientBase. So this is where all of your data is stored. So whether it's an individual, partnership, limited company or a trust return, all of the data gets stored into this database and in this window. To add any new clients, you would click on Edit in the top left hand corner of the screen and select New Client. This would then blank out this window in the top left hand corner of the screen where you can enter all of the details. What we also recommend that you do is you go to the Business button and enter things like when they started trading, the year end, company registration number, all those type of details. You also need to tell the program what type of entity it is. So if you click on the drop down arrow, this will give you all of the available entities that we can deal with in our software. If it's a limited company that you're dealing with, the limited company would be set up as one entity and any directors would be set up as entities in their own right. Same for a partnership. The partnership would be one client and then the individual partners you would set up as partners in their own right, and then you would link them to that partnership client by clicking on the Partners button here. Once you have done all that, you've then got the Dates option. So if you click on Dates here, you can go through and you can set up all the various deadline dates. Most of these are automated based on when you file to either HMRC or Companies House. So for example, if you file a corporation tax return, it will update the date that it was sent. Same as annual return, when accounts are filed to Companies House. And if it was an individual, those would be completed in the same way. Now you can also set up deadline dates. So for example, if you click on Tools and then Advanced, Customize, and then there's something called warning colours. If you click on this, so really all you're doing is you're setting up warnings. So for example, if accounts were due in 10 days, you might want it to turn green. If they're due within 30 days, possibly orange. Or if they're overdue, then maybe you'd want it red. So you just go through, you set up the number of days, you set the colour that you want it to turn, and then within here, it will put a deadline and it will highlight that whole client, either red, green, orange, whatever you've set up, so that you can easily track when things are due or overdue, etc. You've also got various reports within ClientBase. So if you click on Reports along the top here, you can click on Run. This gives you a list of the available reports, or alternatively, you can set up your own. So to do that, you just click on Reports, Create New. You'd need to give it a report title, and then click OK. So all you're doing at this point is effectively building up an Excel spreadsheet. So in column 1, you want something sensible like maybe client code. Column 2, maybe name. But you can select any of these fields from the drop down. You then click OK. And again, you can set up various filters. So you could say by status, by group, by business type, i.e. sole trader, limited company, etc. And then you just click OK. And from within here, it will shell all the information to an Excel spreadsheet. And then you can just, as normal, go through, delete columns, add columns, whatever it might be. Within ClientBase, you can also set up various standard letters. So within here, if you click on the icon along the top, you've got the option for standard letters. So there are some basic templates in there, or alternatively, you can create your own. And to do that, you would literally just cancel that screen there, click on Insert, Merge Field, and it's a case of building up the insertable fields. So if I select tax, these are all the fields that you can insert. So pretty much any field on a tax return you can insert onto a standard letter. You can do the same for accounts and the same for invoices. If I go back to ClientBase, you literally highlight the name, click OK. I'm going to click on the drop down, insert another field, so you probably want something address. Click OK, and then once you're happy with the letter that you've laid out, you then go through and you select who you want to send it to. So you can do it to all clients, you can do it on a single client, or you can do it by various statuses, so like business types, etc. Once you've done that, you can go back to ClientBase and anything can be saved within here. We also have a program called Tempus, which is a time and fees program. The way that you would access the software is from within ClientBase, you click on the clock icon along the top. So if you click on it, it takes you into our Tempus program, which is our time and fees program. So we recommend that you log time on a daily basis, purely because that gives you more room to enter a description. You can also set up various tasks and rates within the software, and you can also set up staff members with different charge out rates as well. To post time, click on Add on the left hand side of the screen, select the client that you want to post time for, select the task, so if I select corporation tax, and then click OK. You then need to enter a rate. Now you can set up the rate based on whatever units you want, so it could be 1 unit equals 60 minutes or 1 unit equals 5 minutes, it doesn't matter, it's entirely up to you. So all you're doing is going through, selecting the clients, selecting the various tasks and posting the appropriate rates. You can also enter any descriptions as you go along. So because the Tempus program works on an Excel basis, this time will not actually be posted to the ledger until you physically post the timesheet. So if you were just to save this as an Excel spreadsheet, the ledger wouldn't actually be updated. To post the timesheet, you would click on Tools along the top and select Post Timesheet. Then it says, Are you sure? So once you've posted this timesheet, you cannot undo it. It's affected the ledger. And as you can see, it says there in red, timesheet posted. You can then go through and you can produce various reports. So for example here, if you click on reports, you could then do a WIP report, you could do WIP summary, WIP breakdown. You can also produce written off reports, any time recorded reports. And there is actually a sales ledger behind the system as well, so you can produce invoices. To produce any invoices, you would just go to Tools and then Bill. You then select the client that you wish to bill. So if I select this one, Lee Byrne, press OK. Now this will show me the WIP that's been logged against this client. So you can either bill the whole amount, you could write some of it off, or you can partially write off a bill, it's up to you. Once you're happy with that, you click on Bill or Write Off and it would then automatically update the ledger. If I click on Bill here, it will give me an invoice date. If I click OK, it automatically generates an invoice number. You then click OK and it will produce an invoice in Word. And you can save those wherever you want, they don't need to be saved into a default location. Just going back to the system, once you then close out and save the timesheet, when you go in the next time, it will automatically take you to a new timesheet for either the day or the week that you're ready to post for. And that is really the Tempus program. If you'd like any further information, please either email sales@absolutetax.co.uk or call us on 01869 255 797.